Welcome back to the Fame Files, everybody. We are back with another deep dive, and this one is pretty wild. Episode 18, and we're talking Kieran Culkin voicing a beluga whale.
A beluga whale?
For a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you heard that right. Kieran Culkin, Roman Roy himself from Succession, will be the voice of a talking beluga for NerdWallet's first ever Super Bowl commercial.
You know, when I first heard this, I thought someone was pulling my leg. Like, is this real? A personal finance company going for, like, talking animal humor? For the Super Bowl. It's bold.
It's definitely a choice. And yeah, it's got to be a pretty big gamble for them, right? I mean, the Super Bowl ad spots cost a fortune. Plus, they're kind of known for being, well, serious. Not exactly beluga territory.
You're right. You're right. Usually it's all like dramatic music and sweeping shots of, I don't know, eagles or something.
Exactly. So what do you think? With this going to work for them?
I think it depends. They're definitely trying to stand out from the crowd, and they're definitely going to get people talking.
Well, they are. They already are.
But will it actually translate to people, choosing NerdWallet over their competitors?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, you've got the sheer weirdness factor working for them. You're not going to forget a talking beluga anytime soon.
True, and you've got Kieran Culkin, who's, pretty popular these days.
Yeah, he's got that whole, like, sardonic Roman Roy energy going for him. So
Right.
maybe that'll, I don't know, make financial advice seem cool.
Maybe. I mean, he was hesitant at first, though, to take on the role.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. He needed to see the whole concept first, like what they were doing with this genius beluga.
Genius beluga. Okay, I'm intrigued now.
Right. I mean, it shows he's taking it seriously, even if it sounds a little ridiculous.
Totally. I mean, Culkin's a great actor, but voice acting is a whole other thing.
For sure. And he's actually said in interviews that he's still learning, still honing his skills in that area. He prefers roles with a bit more, character over just straight narration.
So this genius beluga must have some personality to it then.
Definitely. It's not just like a, hi, I'm a beluga, here's some financial advice kind of thing.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, the whale actually starts off as kind of a jerk.
A jerk.
Yeah, a bit of a jerk. But then he evolves. He kind of messes with the human in the ad a little, but then ends up helping them out.
Interesting. So there's humor there, but also maybe a message about, like, NerdWallet guiding you through those tricky financial waters.
Exactly. It's like they're acknowledging that finances can be intimidating, that you might make mistakes, but they're there to help you through it, like this, reformed jerk beluga.
Okay, now that is clever. I like it.
Right. It's unexpected. And I think that's what they're going for, shaking up those preconceived notions about financial services, making it feel more approachable.
Yeah, like, hey, if a beluga can figure out finances, so can you.
Exactly.
So it sounds like they're really trying to walk this line between, being funny and being taken seriously.
Right, because you don't want people just remembering the beluga and forgetting the whole NerdWallet can help you with your money part.
Exactly. So do you think it'll work? Will people actually take financial advice from, well, a cartoon whale?
It's a good question. But I think NerdWallet is playing into something bigger here.
What do you mean?
Think about it. How do we consume information these days? It's all about personality, humor, sound bites, People's attention spans are...
Yeah, they're like this big.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. So NerdWallet's kind of saying, hey, we get it. You don't want a boring lecture about finances. You want to talk in beluga.
And not just any voice. They got Kieran Culkin. I mean, he's known for that dry humor, that kind of, Roman Roy vibe.
Exactly. They're using his personality to bring people in, to make those financial topics less intimidating. It's like, hey, if Roman Roy thinks NerdWallet's cool, maybe it is.
And it's true. Most financial stuff is pretty dry. Spreadsheets, jargon. Who wants to deal with that?
Nobody. So maybe a little absurdist humor is just what we need to actually pay attention
It's like
to.
sneaking in the vegetables with the mac and cheese.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if other companies start doing this too. Like, imagine insurance ads with stand-up comedians.
Or like a mortgage company partnering with a TikTok influencer.
Right. It could be a whole new trend in marketing. But the big question is, will it actually work? Will people actually trust a talking beluga with their money?
I guess we'll have to wait and see. But even if people don't immediately switch to NerdWallet, this campaign is definitely going to stick with them.
Oh, absolutely. They'll remember the humor, the absurdity, and maybe, just maybe, it'll make them think about their finances a little differently.
It's about planting that seed.
Exactly. It's starting a conversation. And in that sense, I think NerdWallet's already won. They've got people talking, and that's huge in today's media landscape.
And we haven't even mentioned Culkin's wife's reaction.
Oh, right. I read about that. She apparently keeled over laughing when she saw the part where the whale tries to imitate a dolphin.
I mean, that's got to be good for NerdWallet, right?
Yeah.
It shows that even Culkin, this super famous actor, is just a regular guy with a wife who finds him funny.
It makes the whole thing more relatable. And it shows that this commercial, and maybe NerdWallet itself, doesn't take itself too seriously.
So we've got a Super Bowl ad that's already making waves, a celebrity voice that's both surprising and perfect for the role, and a character that's funny, but maybe also has a deeper message.
It's a weird mix, but it seems to be working.
What do you think this all means for the future of marketing?
I think it shows that the lines between entertainment and information are getting blurrier and blurrier.
Okay, so we've talked about the humor, the celebrity, the talking beluga, but like, what's the bigger picture here? What's this all mean for marketing? You know, especially when we're talking about something as serious as people's finances.
Yeah, it really makes you think, huh? Like, are we going to start seeing cartoon characters giving us investment advice?
I mean, I wouldn't be totally surprised at this point.
Right, but I think it's more about a shift in how brands are trying to connect with us. It's not enough to just give the facts anymore.
So it's got to be entertaining too.
Exactly. We see so many ads every day that they got to do something to stand out, be relatable,
Yeah.
maybe even a little edgy.
And humor's a good way to do that, right?
Yeah.
Gets people's attention.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Would you rather listen to some boring financial advisor drone on about retirement, or would you rather have a talking beluga crack a few jokes while they explain it?
The beluga wins every time.
Right. But the question is, are we going to start taking these things less seriously because of it?
Yeah. Like, is it all just going to become one big joke?
That's the risk. But I think there's a balance to be found. You can be informative and entertaining at the same time.
So how do we as consumers make sure we're not falling for, marketing tricks just because they're funny?
We got to stay critical, be aware of the tactics they're using, but also be open to new ways of learning about these things. Maybe a little humor can actually help us engage with topics we might normally avoid.
Like finances, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe we should be thanking NerdWallet and their talking beluga for shaking things up a bit.
It's definitely a weird world when a Super Bowl ad makes you rethink the whole way brands communicate.
It is, but that's where we are, I guess.
So listeners, we've taken a deep dive into this wild story. We've seen the strategy, the humor, the potential impact on marketing. But now it's your turn. Check out that commercial for yourself. The link's in the show notes, and tell us what you think. Is NerdWallet onto something, or is it just a bunch of hype? Until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you on our next deep dive into the world of fame and celebrity.